Hi there, FlossTube. It's Verbena. It has been a very long time since we have talked. I'm not going to apologize because just life happens, and I was already sort of a here and there again uploader. But I have had a lot of changes in my life in the last 6 months to a year. Today there is no stitching. There is only talking. It's a beautiful spring day here in Western Washington. And I am talking to you from what will become my new stitching studio and sewing studio and painting studio and whatever the heck crafty studio I want it to be. And it will also be my new workshop for Strange Stitches. So in the last year, since StitchCon, I was having some trouble with my shoulder. After StitchCon in June, I went to Weekend A, and I had been having trouble with my shoulder, and I'd been into the doctor, and I got an MRI, and they said I had a labral tear and a cyst in the same location, because apparently when you have a tear, the body hates a void, so a cyst is really common, fills up the space, and it wasn't going away. The cyst wasn't really going down, and the tear wasn't, it wasn't healing optimally. So I had been recommended to have a ultrasound-led cortisone shot, and made the appointment in the fall, and I was, well, I guess it was late summer. It was around August, and I went into the doctor at my local clinic expecting to get that shot, and he just tap danced around. There was no equipment in the room when I went into the exam room. There was no equipment. They were not intending to give me the shot, and he just all tap danced around and said, "Oh, well, anytime you have an injection, it's dangerous," and he just rattled off all these reasons. And then with my medical plan, we get to look at our notes as soon as they're published into the system, and I had gone in expecting to get this pain relief, and he had written it up as that he had advised me about the dangers, and I had decided to not get the shot. So needless to say, I was upset and disappointed, and I was still in pain. I did Jingle Ball. Jingle Ball was amazing. If anybody who did not do Jingle Ball, you just got to do it. You've got to. It's inexpensive. There was too much to do all at the same time, so I ended up being in stitchers' rooms, and I missed all the stitchy tables. I didn't get to go into a stitchy table until the table after, when the event was almost over. There was a table that just basically closed the whole show down, and it was a lot of fun, and the exclusive patterns were super adorable and amazing. I wish I didn't get to take any of the classes, because I didn't understand the format when it opened up, and I didn't even realize that there were classes. So I'm hoping this year maybe I will be able to get into a class to do it again. But I did Jingle Ball. I did a bunch of stitching that day. I kind of, Excedrin and power through it. And then in the winter, I work in the shipping industry, and so winter is winter. Did a bunch of stuff. And then in January, I had gotten back into my primary care physician, and I told her what had gone on with the doctor refusing to do the shot and writing it up as though I had refused it. And so she got me in with an amazing PA who did the shot in January. And oh my God, those of you who have chronic pain, you get so used to it that you don't even understand, like, you don't realize what it feels like to not be in pain, because it's just your normal. And getting that shot was, you cry because you're not in pain. Like you don't realize, like, oh, I can reach for that. I could put my hand over my head again without stopping, like it with my elbow at my ear. I can actually, I got my range of movement back, which meant that I could start working out again, which made me feel better about myself. And I got to start stitching again, and I went a little bit, crazy, and I joined WIPCO, thinking that'll, let me get back in the community, because I have been feeling very, very disconnected from the cross stitch community, and in addition to, not being in the best physical health, and then not being able to really cross stitch a lot, I just fell hard back into it and maybe overdid it a little. But I did, I think it was Moonflower. I sat down and started it for WIPCO and finished it. I couldn't stop working on it. I worked on it like an hour and a half or so every night. And every time I sat down, I picked it up and finished it. And so that is the only picture on my Instagram this year, is my Moonflower. And then just sort of the world started happening again for me. We planned 3 trips to visit our 3 sets of parents. My partner and I did. So we have been to Idaho and California this year in March and April respectively. This month, in about a week and a half, we go to Arizona to complete the trio. And then in June, I'm going back to StitchCon. So I get to see people, stitchy people again, and get my stitchy mojo back. But in the meantime, in between all the working full time and the traveling, my partner and I bought a house. We've lived separately. We've been together for close to 14 years now, and we've always lived separately. He's a neat freak and I am a clutter bug, and I like crafty disaster, and he likes minimalist and not having anything around him except space and a comfy couch and a comfy like a ottoman for his feet and a nice big TV. That's kind of our 2 styles. And so we've been very happy living separately, but my rent went up and his rent went up, and we kind of went, okay, as soon as the market slows down in our area, which it started to slow down in the beginning of the year, we will start looking for a house. And we started looking, and we found something, and we found a big something. We found a big house built in the late 20s. It was a rental for about 15 years, and it has been unloved. It has an addition on it that was put in like in the 60s or the 70s, and so we have this weird combination of lath and plaster and drywall and plywood, and even the people that I think it was probably someone elderly who the house just started to fall in disrepair, and then it became a rental when they moved out, and no one has loved this house in a very long time. So we are doing a lot of work on the house, making it loved again. So every morning we get up and we do a project or get something set up for an evening. We go to work, we work full time, both of us. We come home, we do the project, and then crash into bed. And I have not had any time for stitching. I am currently working on Big Hearted Tiny Town, and that was my February WIPCO. I don't even know what the March WIPCO calls were. or maybe that was March, or maybe it was the beginning of March, and then I don't know. I definitely don't know what the April, and I have not looked at May yet, and it is, it's May. So let's see. I don't have my watch on. So Mother's Day is tomorrow, so it's like May. Too far along into May to not know what WIPCO is. So not much stitching has gone on. But a lot of cleaning, a lot of spackling, a lot of stripping, a lot of repainting, and the start of the work here in my studio. And I thought I would share with you what's going on here. I thought I would share. Everybody loves a studio. Like, I remodeled my studio before and after. I thought maybe I would share the studio progress. Like, I went ahead and I ripped the carpet out. You got these beautiful concrete slab floors with random drywall splotches on them. We've got the weird baseboard. I have, for your viewing pleasure, I have already removed all spider eggs. And the big spider that laid most of them. I've not seen the other spiders that have probably laid the other eggs, but so it's a little over 300 square feet. It's got this weird hotel door because a lot of the stuff we're finding on this property, whoever owned this and was the rental person, they loved them some Habitat for Humanity store. Loved it. Everything looks like it was bought, which there is nothing wrong there. I mean, we are at the Habitat store digging around trying to find stuff, but like this, I don't know what hotel this came out of, but it still has the keypad. And this goes into the garage. So my studio is attached to the garage, which, quick perv on the entire garage filled with all of my possessions, except the clothes and a basket of stuff. But yeah, it's got this weird, it even has the, the hotel security latch there. I don't know what I'm going to do with that door. It's, I don't know. I haven't thought that far yet, but I think it's coming out. I think it is. It's got to come out. It can't stay. So eventually so my next step here in the studio, I've already taken out the carpet and the carpet pad. I have swept up I've swept up a lot of dust, a lot of dirt, a lot of carpet scraps. I have swept out spider web and spider eggs. My next step is to paint, and I have 5 gallons of Kills 3. It's what every girl wants for Christmas. Lucky me, I got it early. And I also got, because what does a girl need to go with her 5 gallons of Kills 3? A Tyvek suit. I forgot goggles though. They're on the package, and I did not remember to buy goggles. So the next step is use tarps to protect the floor so I don't have to do anything even more than I do have to now, because I'm going to stain the concrete. I got a Flexio Wagner paint sprayer to quickly apply to these giant ceilings. I've got discount clearance insulating foam to put around put in that gap, which is down by the floor, because I can't take the baseboards out and move them because they set the drywall on top of the baseboards. So there is that. So next stop is painting, and I will share that with you when it happens. Yeah. So I've missed you. I've I've been feeling I've missed FlossTube because not only have I not been posting to FlossTube, but because my old schedule has changed so much, I've also not been watching FlossTube. So I've been trying to keep up with Just Keep Stitching, um, and otherwise I've just been picking at things. Like I've watched a little bit of Colorado Cross Stitcher, and I've watched I basically just go through all my subs and I just try to pick whatever's latest. And but I haven't had time to add anybody new because I'm barely keeping up with who I have. And because I'm not stitching every day, I just, and I can't like go to a shop. I have to drive to Portland, if you remember. I live in Puget Sound, and it was about 2 hours to Portland. Now it's going to be about 2.5 because we moved further out from the city. But see if we can. I can't just pop down and like go stitch with people, and I don't have any like stitchy group friends here in town at the moment. You know, maybe in the future, then I can fix that. I can get some more people, but you know, you can see I know where my fabric is. Here's a little cross stitch content. There's my fabric, and there is my whips, and here is whips and notions, and what are these? These are Cosmo threads. Got my Cosmos, and I've got my weeks, and oh, I joined the Color and Cotton, the floss of the month. So these are my Color and Cotton special editions, and Anchors and Classic Colorworks. But most of my weeks in my Classic Colorworks are bundled up with my Tiny Town packet. So I do have more of those, but they're bundled up. So at least I know where my stuff is. I know where my cross stitches. I could start a project at any moment. There's just hasn't been time. So I wanted to check in. And unfortunately I don't have this. Let's see here. Fragile Electronics. That is probably my hard drive. One of these boxes is my hard drive. So, yep, it says, there it goes. It says Fragile Electronics hard drive garage. So, yeah, so this is why we're on the phone. Then this is why this isn't going to get edited, because that's going to go somewhere here in this room, and it can't do that until I have the walls painted and the bookshelves up and the table placed and the internet boosted out here. But it's going to happen, and I have a goal of October 31st. So if you want to come along with me, I will update you the painting. You can kind of see what's up with that. So for a while, it's not going to be very Verbena in stitches. It will be very Verbena in contracting, Verbena in construction, Verbena covered in paint, Verbena in primer, something like that. But it will be that, and I will not, I won't share the house stuff with you because, that's just too off topic. But everybody loves a studio remodel, I think. I mean, I love a studio remodel. I love it when people do studio tours, and hopefully you will like to come along with me and help me help me out with my studio, keep me a little company, and make sure like it's not just me and my partner. And he is completely committed and involved with the house. So unless it's like super heavy lifting or he's decent with wiring. So like when my light fixture comes, which my light fixture is supposed to arrive today, I don't even have the room painted, and I have the coolest light fixture on the planet coming, which I will share with you next time. I'll have him, I can probably wire it, but I'll need an assist getting the fixture up and getting more plugs and making sure the plugs are safe. He'll be able to help me out with, but this is pretty much me working at least 3 to 4 hours a week, hopefully more, on my studio to get it up and going and get me all settled and moved in so we can do stuff in the fall together. So thank you for watching if you've made it this far. I really appreciate you hanging in there, especially since there is like 15 seconds of cross-stitch content in a tub. And also the audio is echoey and crappy because I'm in a big box no longer full of cobwebs. So, the sound deadening properties of cobwebs. But thank you so much. I will post the next step to the studio remodel soon because it's gonna happen Saturday or Sunday. So if you still have a mom and you are on good terms with her, I hope you have a great Mother's Day. If you are a mom and you are in good terms with your kids, I hope you have a good Mother's Day. If you are missing your mom and if you are not connected to your mom, my heart goes out to you, and know that you are loved and appreciated, and that moms are great, but they're not everything. So take care of yourself Sunday when all the clamor is reminding you of what other people have that you don't. And it is just a day. It's just one day. And make yourself a special day and celebrate yourself and your strengths and celebrate how you can take care of yourself and how strong you are. So, thank you so much, everybody, for sticking through, and I will see you next time. Happy stitching.